Okay. Ho, ho, ho. See me, I'm in my Christmas spirit with my red. What? I told y'all about drinking water, and here I am getting shit caught down my throat and chasing it with a peach lemonade from A-Town Wings, but we ain't gonna go there. I'm the Grinch. This year, I'm the Grinch. Yeah, this year I'm the Grinch, and to be honest, I'm fucking loving it. Like, this is the best Christmas break I've had in years. Years. Why is that? Because here I am on Christmas Eve, scarfing down some A-Town Wings, honey garlic, instead of being out on the road, on my way to somebody's house, being out in fucking traffic, trying to find last minute gifts, trying to find packaging for last minute gifts, trying to make sure that my kids have everything they ever wanted. I'm not doing any of that this year. They are with their dad in a whole different city. I got the week off. I told my parents, I love y'all. I may come, I may not. Truth be told, my mom suffers from dementia, and she don't even know tomorrow is Christmas. If she does know, I'm pretty sure she doesn't give a shit. On my way to get this chicken, I just passed by so many like shopping centers and just packed full of people. Damn near like about to lose it because it's Christmas Eve, and in the next couple hours, everything is going to be closed. And if they somehow, some way, they're going to feel like if they don't get everything today, then they have failed their family. And I just thought, like, damn, it sucks to be them right now. Maybe not in their head, but like, I can remember that feeling of like just being out there in that mess and being so scared even, because I almost got sucked in. You know, there were a couple people who asked me, you know, what I wanted for Christmas, or what did the kids want, what do the kids need, and I almost felt obligated to like fall into that trap, and because I thought that they were going to get me something for Christmas, or because I thought that they were going to get my kids something for Christmas, and that automatically meant that, oh, you don't have somebody getting you some shit and then you don't return the favor. You know, they passing off a gift and then you just kind of like, thanks, and keep going about your way. But when I thought about it, I said no. I told myself, no. Put your fucking foot down. You said, grow some balls. You said that you weren't going to buy anything for Christmas. Don't. I made the public service announcement where it was needed, and I stood my ground, and here I am, enjoying the hell out of myself. And to be honest, I thought that like, oh, these days were gonna come up and it was gonna be quite lonely. It's not. It's not at all. I get up. There was a YouTube, and this is how influence slowly creeps in your brain, because there was a YouTuber who was a former teacher that I started watching just based off of her videos about why she left teaching. Um, there was one where she just talked about basically like how the holidays was just so terrible for like single people, especially single teachers. And there was a lot of stuff that I could relate to in that video. It was crazy. But I had never spent like an entire, because those were things like some of the things she talked about, like going to the movies alone when everybody else is like preparing for Christmas and spending time with their loved ones or their boyfriends or their husbands, taking those corny ass pajama pictures. And here you are like sitting at the movie theater by yourself. I could relate to that to a degree, because there have been times where I have went out by myself and it just wasn't the mood. And there were times that I went out and I had a freaking blast by myself, like by myself at the movie theater, and was like, you know what, I'm gonna start going out to the movie theater by myself alone more often. But I think just because it was like the holidays were like coming up, like I think it was coming up on like Thanksgiving, and I had already had in my mind that I wasn't doing all of this for Christmas. I was scared that I was gonna somehow feel that way, like that this holiday was gonna come up and I was gonna be so prepared and happy to spend it by myself, only to get there, only for Christmas to get here, and I'm just sitting up in my house lonely as fuck with nothing to do. I'm here to tell you that did not happen. I planned at least 2 things to do every day. So just in case, for some reason, boredom hit. Because we all know after boredom, then comes loneliness. After boredom, then comes scrolling through social media. Once again, looking at all the corny freaking Christmas pictures. And then after that comes loneliness. And I just made up in my mind, like, I'm not looking at that shit. I'm not, first and foremost, truth be told, and I'll make another video on that. I know y'all probably don't care. If you do, great. If you don't, great. But I'll make a video about like just the dangers and how fucked up social media can be to one's like self-esteem. But I decided that I wasn't even going to be putting that much stock into freaking Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, TikTok, whatever. I wasn't going to be putting all of that time into that anyway, because I got stuff to do. Yes, this stuff is optional, but I have things on my list. I have things on my list that I want to accomplish over this break, right? Look, so no, I am not going to be spending all of this time scrolling through social media wishing I was somebody fucking else. Somebody who's probably lying right now. Like it's folks literally cheating on each other right now, taking wonderful bomb ass Christmas pictures as a family. Meanwhile, she's screwing somebody else. He's screwing somebody else. Your kids hate you. It's somebody right now taking pictures of all the stuff they done bought their kids. Not telling y'all that they ain't gonna be, that they don't know how they gonna pay rent next month. All y'all need to know is that their kids got everything they wanted. You know, they was able to meet up for the family holiday get together and bake all kinds of motherfucking pies and eat and be merry. That's all y'all need to know. And so, speaking of social media, and this is how I know, because every time I backtrack and do something that I said I wasn't gonna do, or get started to do something that I said I wasn't going to do, it'd be like, don't do that. God, the universe, the higher power that you believe in, be like, don't do that shit. Like, why'd you Well, you said you wasn't gonna do that. We both established that this was healthy to not do this. Why is you gonna do that? Here's how I know. And then I see something. So I open up social media. And then I see something that aggravates the shit out of me upon like off rip. Just aggravates the fuck out of me. Oh, okay. Let's keep going. Aggravates the fuck out of me. Specifically, since we're ranting and I'm the Grinch. Specifically, those posts about like, don't tell my kid, I don't care what you tell your kid, don't tell my kid that Santa Claus doesn't exist. Like, if I could muster up the strongest fucking eye roll, if we celebrate Santa around here, we like Christmas around here, we take care of our kids around here. Shut the fuck up. Seriously. Shut the fuck up. Just because your kid knows Santa doesn't exist, just because you stole your kid's childhood doesn't mean you're gonna steal mine. Good. Maybe this don't make sense, but your kids are gonna find out a lot of stuff that you don't want them to find out because of kids whose parents decide not to sugarcoat shit for them. And I can guarantee you, I can almost guarantee you, those kids, just because, like newsflash, like just because your child found out that Santa Claus doesn't exist does not mean that their childhood is stolen. Now, granted, I'm not gonna go out here and tell my kids to go tell everybody that Santa Claus doesn't exist. We respect people's boundaries. You know what I'm saying? I just think like, bro, I don't care. You know, I don't, you know, y'all, it's annoying. I don't care. Y'all probably find me annoying, but I can't, like, it's probably already somebody who knows me, who's pro Santa Claus, who's like, I didn't know she felt that way. We're no longer friends anymore. I'm no longer friends with her. But really, all I be wanting to say is shut the fuck up. Shut up. Shut up. The same way you don't give a flying flip if my kids know Santa Claus don't exist. It's the same way I don't really give a fuck about whether your kid believes in Santa Claus. And truth be told, I saw somebody put like this whole thing about, I don't need validation for one day out of the year getting my kids gifts. And I just had to keep scrolling. That's when I cut it off. That was the moment where it was just like, cut it off. Log out. Because I feel like this, everybody has their own personal experiences surrounding, holidays, whatever. A lot of people, fall victim to, depression during these, or, fall into depressive states rather during these times. You just never know why people are doing something. And to assume that, parents tell their kids Santa Claus doesn't exist because they want to take credit is stupid. It's a stupid assumption. I told my kid, I burst that bubble a long time ago. I burst the bubble a long time ago. And it wasn't because I wanted to take credit for buying them gifts. It was because, truth be told, I knew that at some point in time, I was going to stop buying gifts. because I just didn't believe in like the overconsumption of it all, the entitlement of it all. I just didn't believe in that BS. Like, people really breaking their backs to go out here and like go into debt to get their kids and their family members stuff that they don't even need. You don't need that shit. Most of the stuff that people are buying for Christmas, they don't need. They just want it. You don't need that shit. You just want it. And then be crying broke at the beginning of the year, waiting on tax time to come. Can't do nothing. Can't pay your rent, can't pay your car note, can't pay your bills. If I want to, your family and your friends want to go out for a drink, the people who did budget the right way throughout the year, they want to go out for a drink. You can't even buy your own self a drink. I don't want to come off like I'm financially shaming someone, but if the shoe fit, it fit. Like, you're literally putting your wants over your needs, and that's just not financially smart. And on top of that, y'all don't realize, or some parents don't realize, how entitled they're making their kids, like unconsciously. You sit down at, your couch on Christmas morning every year, you hug your husband, you hug your wife, and y'all sit down and y'all watch your little angels open up the gifts, and it's always, oh, this is everything I ever wanted. How do I know? Because I was that person. I was the kid. They sat down and helped us put things together. And then, I ain't gonna lie to you, growing up, I might have been a little spoiled brat. But I wasn't that type of brat. Like, I was a person who, if I wanted this, I want it. But I didn't go flashing it in front of everybody's face. But y'all will literally sit down and y'all will look at y'all kids and be like, oh, my little angels. I'm so glad I could provide them everything they ever wanted. And then those little brats go to school and pick on and bully the kids whose parents couldn't afford to get them everything they wanted. Those kids, whom of which I can remember getting everything I wanted and coming to school, and then some of my friends who got everything they wanted would go back and pick on the kid who was still wearing the same outfits that they had before Christmas break ended. The kids who, when we were in grade, like elementary school, oh, you didn't get a new toy, oh, I got this toy. And I could remember just seeing like people like, look at my toy in front of the kids. Look at my toy. No, you can't play with it. In front of the kids whose parents couldn't afford to get them anything for Christmas. And I can remember like in like first, second, third grade, sitting back and looking like, that's not fair. That's not fair at all. At all. And then you start to think about like, damn, you're more worried about some other kid whose parents might have had to break it to them that Santa Claus didn't exist because they didn't want their kid thinking that Santa Claus purposely skipped over them every freaking year. You're more worried about that kid telling your entitled ass kid that Santa Claus doesn't exist than you are worried about your kid going to school and like shoving their new toys and their new gadgets and their new clothes in front of that kid's face who parents couldn't afford to get them anything. It sucks, to say the least. I can remember, and I mean, like, adults be really on one during the holidays, and it's supposed to be about giving. It's supposed to be about giving. It's supposed to be about being generous and giving things from the heart. I can remember being in second grade when they still were allowed to do like gift exchange. And I can remember like there was this girl who, wanted desperately to participate in the gift exchange, but it was like a $5 limit. And I think it might have been like a $15 max. And I can remember that girl on the last day of school before Christmas break was so excited, and she brought her gift that she was able to participate in the gift exchange. But the teacher must have everybody had to go put their gifts on the teacher's desk, and the teacher must have saw what she put on the desk and immediately knew that it cost less than the $5 minimum. Don't you know, this teacher waited until I don't remember the teacher's name, but she waited until like the gift exchange, like that portion of the party to happen. She waited for that shit to happen for her to call out this second grader in front of everybody and tell her, hey, so and so, yes, ma'am, I know your gift didn't cost $5. And because your gift didn't cost $5, this is not a $5 gift. Because your gift, because you didn't spend the minimum, I'm going to let whoever had your name keep the gift that their parents bought for them. That little girl, I can still remember to this day, that little girl was floored. Like, as though a second grader has the option to go out and buy anything with no job. So whatever your parent could afford to buy, whatever your parent, even if they could afford to buy more, whatever your parents said they was going to buy for this, you ain't had no choice but to be like, okay. But she literally had this little girl crying because everybody else got a gift but her. You can take this back home. And I remember that little girl sat off in the corner for the rest of the day and said nothing. I don't remember her name, but I can remember the details of her face. And who knows how long that sat with her. Who knows? Who knows if she ever even participated in another Santa Claus motherfucking exchange ever again in life. But I can remember she sat there and did nothing. For the rest, we had candy, we watched movies, we had all types of food. Kids was running around playing with their gifts, and she sat there doing nothing. She was that fucked up off of it. So that's what I mean when I talk about entitlement. And some of y'all don't get that. And how? I don't know why. Because some of us was all in the same classes together. Some of the same stuff went on. Maybe you missed it. But during this time, for whatever reason, and I'm blessed to be able to get my kids mostly whatever they want to. Thank goodness they don't really care. They're more excited to see like the decorations, the lights, to watch the movies and things of that nature. They don't even really care. Hopefully it'll stay the same. They're more interested in like the lights and things of that nature. They want to go see all the Christmas lights. They want to watch the movies. They want to drink hot cocoa. They're not necessarily concerned about what kind of gift they get, if they get a gift or not. And I know we're all consumers. Don't come on my page with the BS and statistics. I don't care. You're not going to change my mind. I'm always worried about the people who don't have during times like this, because this is the time when like not having is like, that shit is like amplified times 10. It's amplified times 10. It's the biggest reminder to somebody that they broke. It's the biggest reminder to somebody that, you know, they couldn't get whatever for their kids. If you a kid, it's the biggest reminder that, oh, damn, I must have been naughty this year. Because, again, I didn't get nothing from Santa Claus. So, here I am with my peach lemonade and my wings that I just finished. Enjoying the hell out of myself. Not giving a damn about your children and Santa Claus, not giving a damn about my friends or my family members who might have felt entitled, might not. I don't give a damn. Might have felt entitled for a gift, might not have felt entitled for a gift. I don't give a damn. They ain't getting one. Here I am, child free, enjoying being the Grinch this holiday season. So let me know how you feel about the holiday season. Are you a getter or are you a giver? Do you know somebody that's always entitled to getting stuff on the holidays and on birthdays and any damn day, any other day of the year? Do you know people who can't afford, you know, and have to go without? Were you that child that went without stuff on Christmas? Be sure to let me know down in the comment section if you chaps have a Merry Christmas.